Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Welcome to the downtown studios of Crankville, New Jersey. You're here at the Commissioner's Cove. Alongside of me is the co-commissioner, 13th Legion, and I am the commissioner. Ricky, let me down. So,
How you doing, Commish?
could be better. Could be better.
Yes.
I took an L.
Did Santa Claus bring you any gifts?
No, he brought me coal.
Coal.
Coal. That's what he brought me.
I got coal a week earlier than that.
Yeah. It wasn't a good week for me, but you know what? This segment isn't about me. This segment is about the two owners that are moving on to fight for the Marerro belt.
Yes.
So, if you guys don't know about the Marerro belt, Orlando Marerro was an original owner of our league, one of the original owners, and he was a young man, a family member, and Marerro came down with a
Let's just say he passed away unexpectedly and very suddenly.
Yeah. So to dedicate our league and the championship to Orlando, we decided to name the belt in honor of his name.
That's right. And that's why it's called the Marerro belt.
That's why it's called the Marerro belt. Okay? So rest in peace, Orlando. We miss you. We love you. And let's move on, my friend.
Okay, so let's talk about the two teams that are actually going to make it to the Marerro belt.
All right, let's do it.
Finals.
All right.
So we'll just start this off real quick by going to the basically the two games on the schedule.
Yep.
The first one was Devil Dog against Just My Luck. I believe that was an even game, I think, coming in. It was going to be really close. Devil Dog just pulled it out.
Sure
173 to 166. I know you and I spoke about this off camera, but we really had two good semifinal games.
Yeah.
One very high scoring. 166 points and you lose. That's got to be just
That's a tough one to swallow.
Kicking him.
Yeah.
Kicking himself, but still, there were outstanding performances by both players on both teams.
It sure was. Devil Dog. We've been talking about him all season long.
We spoke about him a lot in the beginning of the season, and he kind of tailed off, but he's come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, he sure did. Devil Dog. He was led by Brees Hall, believe it or not. Brees Hall came out of nowhere to propel him to the championship game with 42 points. Okay, and then in the rear came out Amon-Ra St. Brown, who he traded for. You know, that was a good trade late in the year.
Yes.
And one of his other horses is might be getting back Nico Collins, but does he roll Nico Collins out there in the championship game?
I don't know.
With Stroud.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit. We're just going to review these games, and then we'll get to our prognostications and what ifs and could haves and what bees. But anyway, going down the rest of his list, he scored 173 points without the aid of his kicker, who gave him an absolute goose egg of 0.
Yeah.
Kansas City not looking good.
They are not. They are not.
And on the other side of the ledger, Just My Luck, a 10-4 team coming in, rode unexpectedly.
Smoking Joe
Flacco with 29 points. Kyron Williams has been a mainstay for him all year, but Amari Cooper.
Oh, God. Amari Cooper couldn't even carry him.
He wasn't double teamed, I guess.
I guess not.
But he had some big contested catches. The guys were draped all over him, and he was still bringing down everything.
But the one who really let him down was Deebo Samuel.
Yes.
And Deebo Samuel has carried him into the playoffs. And guess what? He let him down when it really, really counted.
And in my opinion, to a smaller extent, Debo definitely, but to a smaller extent, Rashee Rice, I thought he would do better.
Mm-hmm.
He's been coming on lately, and I thought he was the guy to go, especially with Kelsey, tailing off.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think those two guys really let him down.
You know who let him down?
Who?
The Washington Commanders defense let him down.
Defense.
I guess, and you know what? I kind of saw what he did. He picked up the Commanders defense about 2 or 3 weeks ago for this game.
Yes,
and it let him down.
That's an experienced veterans of fantasy football war zoner right there.
But you know what? Commanders let him down against the New York Jets with 2 points.
It was a week, if you take a look back, of a lot of upsets. There were a lot of defenses that people like you and I, said we should pick up, in our starters and sit-ems. Other people out there said it. Really, Denver really didn't do that well. They were a hot pickup. Green Bay was a hot pickup. They didn't do that well. Even Philly against the Giants probably didn't give them a lot of points because the Giants put on an offensive show for a little bit there.
Yeah.
So, Washington let them down. Yes, definitely. And no one saw that coming out of the Jets.
No, nobody actually, no one saw that. Let's look at the bench. He really wasn't going to start Gabe Davis in this game. I don't fault him for that. And Jamal Chase got hurt. And then the Cleveland Browns gave him 11 points.
11, that would have been 9. Yeah, listen, you can kick yourself all day and saying you should have put Cleveland's. All right, listen, it's natural to go back now and Monday morning quarterback, so to speak, say I could have started this guy, could have started that guy. Really, Brandon, you started the best players out there with your best research available. I would have done the same thing. You can't second guess yourself now. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yep.
And when we get to our second game that we're going to review, you're going to be a perfect example of that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the second game, which is myself and Sonneville. I lost 120 to 111. Now,
not as high scoring, but just as tight.
It was really tight. This one here, again, my studs, alleged studs, let me down. Okay, like my name, Ricky let me down 2004. They really let me down. Stephon Diggs.
So who gets the Ricky Award on your team this year?
I think the Ricky Award goes to Stephon Diggs.
Yes, he definitely let you down.
Okay, Stephon Diggs. Now, listen, there's stuff that I couldn't foresee. Pittman was playing. I had him in the starting lineup, and then all of a sudden they turn around. They say he had concussion-like symptoms. They sat him, and the game was on, and I had to make a switch to Austin Eckler. Eckler gave me 11 points. He tried the best he could, but it just wasn't enough. ATN, another stud with 5 points. Rashad White's been a staple for me pretty much all year. And remember, I couldn't even get rid of. I had Mostert, but I couldn't get rid of Mostert at the time.
You couldn't get rid of Mostert or White, and all year, you and I talking in the background here, you were trying to upgrade those two players. Meanwhile, you had studs right there in front of you. You just didn't. You didn't want to believe. You didn't want to believe what your eyes were showing you. And that is true. You should believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see.
My eyes deceive me.
But your eyes did deceive you. They did. Well, they did because you tried to get rid of them, but they did well for you.
Again, going back to Stephon, really let me down. And Travis Kelce.
Listen,
ever since
as far as I'm concerned, the two Travises let you down.
No, Travis and ATM. Kelce and ATM, absolutely. Ever since he got with Taylor Swift, it went downhill from there. This was a big one for me. I decided to take out Jason Sanders, and I put in Kaim Fairbairn. Okay, from Houston. That was a big mistake. It was a big mistake. And the reason why I did that is because I looked at the weather report, 15-mile-per-hour winds. And, of course, we all know 15-mile-per-hour winds. Hold on.
Tell them the research that you went and did.
I did a lot of research.
Especially about this one.
Why don't you tell them? Because I don't remember.
No,
I don't want to remember.
I want you to tell them because you went so deep that I couldn't even believe you went that deep. You went into, listen, if the winds are above 17 miles an hour out of the westerly direction, your field goal kickers complete less than 30% of their field goals.
That's right. I sure did.
I mean, the stuff like that you were coming up with, and I was like, really? You losing sight of the game, guy?
I did. I think I over trying to analyze it.
Also, Joe, I was trying to go and find out if some stadiums have wind tunnels.
Yeah.
And there's no research on that.
I did. I tried to find for the wind tunnels in Miami or as well as these other stadiums.
Tennessee.
That's right. The wind tunnels in Tennessee, just like the Meadowlands has them, the wind tunnels, and maybe you can move the ball in different directions. And guess what? It failed miserably. Sanders scored 22.
There are Dolphin fans out there right now going to look for Jason Sanders jerseys.
Yeah, well,
except for you,
listen,
you're not going to get one.
That's a decision I made. I stuck with it, and it cost me dearly. It cost me dearly. On the bench here, T. Higgins, again, I would have started him if I would have found out Pittman wasn't playing earlier. 26 points on the bench, and I wasn't going to start Fields over Hurts. Hurts gave me 25. It just, it all comes down to, again, the guys that my studs that I drafted at the beginning of the year. Eckler was number 3. Stephon was in my first round as well. CD has been pretty strong all year long. Those two guys really let me down big time this year. All right, at the end, not to get, even though I have a 10-4 record, but I'm talking about when it really counted, they didn't show up at all. You know who did show up though?
Tell me who showed up.
You know who showed up?
Who showed up?
And we talk about him constantly, and you guys should understand this. James Conner shows up. It's guys like that show up.
Yeah, well, you and I spoke. We talk a lot off camera and stuff like that, but we talk about maybe not having options. Maybe too many options are never good. What do we say? Well, what did I tell you? Options are good there, but you want to protect your guys. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure you get to the playoffs. Maybe it's not so great to have so many options in the playoffs. And it's usually guys like James Conner, who you're picking in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, that are going to show up at the end like he did the last 2 years.
Right. Now, James Conner won't get you to the playoffs, but he will win you championships.
Yes.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
Okay? D-Hop gave him 4. Tyreek played 18. And A.J. Brown, I saw the game, and I was praying that A.J. Brown wouldn't get a touch. Every time he got a touch, they were kind of blanketing him all for the first half. And in the second half, he got the 6 catches for 80 yards, 14 points.
Well, I know that, speaking to you right after the early games, the fact that Kamara only had 7 points, you were saying that it was a good thing for you.
It sure was. All I need to do was match him with Eckler. That's all I was worried about. And Kamara got 7, Eckler got 11, so I could say matchup for matchup, I was looking okay until Stephon and Kelsey and ATM. All right. That, you know what? On another note, I just want to congratulate Son of L and congratulate Devil Dog for making it to the championship game. Devil Dog, is your first appearance. I know you're going to be sweating. Son of L, the champ, he's looking to repeat.
Yes, I know.
Back-to-back champion.
This would be the 3rd repeat we would have, right?
Yeah, in our league, it'll be the 3rd repeat.
Is it our 3rd in a row?
I don't think it's 3rd in a row, but it'll be a 3rd repeat. If he does, Son of L wins this game, it'll be a 3rd repeat in our league. I mean, we must be doing something wrong.
I guess so.
We're letting these guys win back-to-back championships.
I know it's been a long time for me. 2015 seems like a century ago.
So long ago.
Yeah. I take a look back at some of the players, and I read them off, and I'm like, what? Some of these guys are in the Hall of Fame, I think. That's how old they are.
Yeah.
But no, congratulations, Son of L. Congratulations, Devil Dog.
Yeah.
This is, I put it onto the league website if you want to take a look, but this is, do we have a back-to-back champ again, or is the Marerro belt take that long ride up the turnpike and come to the hands of Devil Dog? I don't know. We'll see.
You know what, Devil Dog, congratulations, man, making your first appearance. It feels good. After 16 weeks of constant research or constantly listening to us. Listening to us tell you what to do in your fantasy league. You know what? Congratulations, man. You can't,
Yeah. Well, he's not going to know because apparently what we learned was that he doesn't watch the games as they go on. He just looks at the score after everything's over.
He did tell us that.
Yeah, so
on Christmas night. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
So. I'm like, hey, what's your score? I don't know. I look at it afterwards. Can you believe that? I got to look at my score. The moment someone catches something, I got to go to right to my phone to see what the score is.
Apparently not all of us feel that way. Yeah. Maybe he sleeps better at night then.
Yeah, well.
All right, so
that's what we have. This is it. This is the championship for our league. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of everyone who fought throughout the whole year. All right. Unfortunately, some people didn't make it, or it sucks not making championship game. But you know what? I'd rather fight for it and try to make it than not make it at all. You know what I mean?
Well, we're gonna have a wrap up show, like we said, at the end of the season.
Yep.
Maybe in a week or two. I don't know if we'll do a show next week. Maybe we should just wait 2 weeks, get everything together, and do one big wrap up show. Right now, for the quest for the Marerro belt, you have Son of L. Go to week 3. Son of L is predicted to win by a couple of touchdowns. That's 14 points. Let's see. At this point in the year, you and I spoke about whether or not we were going to talk about this or not. listen, you guys both got. There's only the 2 teams left.
Yep.
You guys got what you have on your team, either by trades, waiver wire, free agent pickup. There's nothing else that's going to happen now that we're going to give you any advice or that it's going to be a miraculous revelation. Maybe you pick up a different defense, maybe a third wide receiver, maybe you do something
Maybe
to block
another
each
kicker.
other, maybe a kicker. But for the most part, you're riding with your so-called alleged studs,
Yeah.
and you're going to have to put trust in them.
Yeah. So let's talk about who they're starting as on paper as of now. Does Devil Dog go with Tua or does he go with Jared Goff? Tua against Baltimore after what they did to San Francisco. What do you think?
I'd be worried, but right now for me it's a 50-50 toss-up. Jared Goff doesn't play as well on the road as he does at home. He's playing against Dallas, so it's not like he's playing against an inferior team.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dallas is upset they lost to Miami, and they're still in trying to get I said they're still in for a first-round bye? Or home field advantage?
No home field advantage.
Okay.
They're going to go on the road, but
All right,
I believe they got to clinch. I think they win. I don't know the playoff scenarios for NFL. After this week's loss, I'm a little upset. So
I just don't believe that Dallas is they're gonna want to show something to their fans. I can't imagine Dallas losing 2 in a row is gonna feel better going into the last game of the year. So I think this is a big game for them at home in front of their fans. They're gonna want to show that they could beat a good team. This is definitely a good team. The question coming into last week's game is, could Dallas beat a good team on the road, right?
That was the question. Or could Miami beat a 500 team?
Or Miami beat a 500 team. Yeah. So, well, really, Dallas needs to still prove something, and their defense needs to get back on track. But, I mean, I'm all over the place here. I made a short story long. I still would probably go with Tua over Jared Goff.
Okay. We all know Sonnevel is going to play Lamar Jackson. He's going to play Alvin Kamara. There goes that man again, James Conner. He's definitely going to play James Conner. D-Hop, we spoke about this last week, with D-Hop. I think I told you that with Tannehill, who gets the ball when Tannehill's in the game? Derrick Henry. And I called it, and he got the ball. They don't trust Tannehill to throw the ball. So they're going to run Henry all day. So I think that's a good start. Breece Hall, you got temporary expectation with Breece Hall. Do you start him? I feel as though you still got to start him against Cleveland because of the volume, because you have Trevor Siemian. Now, the only thing is, if they're up by a lot of points, are they going to feature Breece Hall? Don't know, but that's the chance you're going to have to take. Let's see on the bench. He has DeAndre Swift against Arizona. Does he go against DeAndre Swift against Arizona? We'll see. He had 15. He had 20 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown. So that's pretty good there. So that's something. And Nico Collins, if Nico Collins is healthy with CJ Stroud, do you place him over DK Metcalf against Pittsburgh's defense, who's missing a couple of free safeties over there?
I still play DK. I still play Breece. I play Derrick Henry, even though he didn't do well against Houston two weeks ago.
Right.
I think you still have to roll him out there with confidence. Amon-Ra, Olave, Schultz. I'm just taking a look at his lineup.
He's got Nico on the bench.
I understand you got Nico, but he's still, he's just coming back from a calf injury.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee. But I don't think I would play Nico over Metcalf, Amon-Ra, or Chris Olave. I think I would go with a starting lineup. The only question that I think he would have is changing a kicker if there's another one out there, because KC's not putting up any points. They're not even getting down the field for field goals. Buffalo Bills defense against New England probably is a good spot to be in, especially since Buffalo's playing at home. It's still, for me, for his team, Buckner, and I might be, even though I'm going to go with 2 of me personally, I would be flip-flopping that every day until the game starts, because I really don't know. I'd have to do deep dive research into that. The one thing that we didn't bring up, because we don't do the injury report here, is Waddle's out with a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
How badly does that affect Tua? He's only going to have Tyreek.
Well, he has Cedric Wilson over there, so he still throws the ball, and he's been utilizing his tight ends more and the running game. I think that's it's still gonna be okay. Now remember, for some reason, Miami always plays Baltimore pretty hard, and you remember what happened last time they played? They were down by 2 or 3 touchdowns, and Miami started. It was good weather back then. They're playing in Baltimore. It's a little different up there. Okay, it might be a little colder. Tua doesn't like to play in the cold. Okay, not that there's a lot of people, but. You know what? Is he going to really air the ball out? And if you start, the only thing is their defense. Their defense been playing very well. If you hold Lamar down, which Nobody can hold Lamar down. All right, just you got to match. Strike for strike. That's what you have to do with Baltimore. All right, Tyreek is playing. All right, so Sonnevel is going to have to play him. He's his main horse, and he's got A.J. Brown's been playing well against Arizona, and then you have Evan Ingram. Now the question here is with Evan Ingram. I don't think Trevor Lawrence plays. I believe they just picked up Matt Barkley off the practice squad for the Giants. Correct? I think he's with the Giants. They just picked him up. So I don't know if Trevor Lawrence. They're killing this kid. The coaches are killing this guy. They really are.
I'd be with Trevor not in the game. I'd be alarmed. Not for
Right.
Evans' productivity, but I
Right.
I don't think there are many options out there. I haven't checked the waiver wire to see availability, but I
Right.
don't think there's anyone out there you're going to roll with in the championship game. You're going to go with what got you there. Evan got him there, so I'm going to stick with him.
I mean, he doesn't. His bench isn't. Do you?
He
really
might be looking for a defense.
Yep. He might. He might look for a defense, and you're not putting out Josh Palmer, and you're not putting out Odell Beckham Jr.
No, I don't feel confident in what they could produce. His starting lineup is what it's
set.
going to be.
Yep.
Now, compared to both, if I was Devil Dog, I wouldn't be counting on Tua or Jared to be the driving factor of your win or loss. All right, they're going to be there. They're going to get you some points. I think the question you got to ask is who's going to give you the most? Who's the worst? What's the best of the two worst solutions?
Yeah.
With Sonnevel, it's quite the opposite. You run out there with Lamar with confidence, and remember, I said this like 5 weeks ago. Lamar's going to prove something. They were resistant in giving him that contract. He wanted to prove to them that he deserved it. He was trying to run for MVP, and right now, there's talk about him being MVP. So he's not going to stop till he wins the Super Bowl.
Hopefully, he comes into a buzzsaw, which is the Dolphins. Hopefully,
Yeah.
We'll see if that occurs this week. All right, my friend.
That's going to be a very tremendous game,
yeah.
I believe.
Listen, the nail
One for the ages.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Obviously, we've been saying it all year during our podcast. The nail biters were both games. Both games were nail
Yes.
biters.
Yeah.
There wasn't one or the other. Okay, both games were definitely nail biters, and it came down for the last moment, last catch. I'm sure that Just My Luck wasn't happy, just like I wasn't. So, hey, it is what it is. All right, so let's go to the You Got segment. Number one. I apologize. Let me go. You know what? We could just do two. Brees Hall with 42 points, and Just My Luck. Guess what? You got. All right. So this is.
It was so close to be the other way around with Amari Cooper.
It sure was. It's a shame. It's
Yeah.
a shame with 50-something points, or for whatever,
54.
54 points. Devil Dog cannot get got. Let's look at my game with a measly 26 points from Lamar Jackson. Guess what, Ricky?
I got.
With 26 points. I got with 26 points.
That's all it takes sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I picked last week. I picked Devil Dog to win this game.
Yeah.
All right, and you took Just My Luck, and we both picked. I picked me, and you picked me.
Yeah. So I'm just taking a look back at what it was. Let me see if I can find it.
I have it right here.
Oh, you do?
It was 41-27. Really 40. So it's 41.
So it's 40 and 20. Oh, 41 and 27.
No, 41 and 28.
How did I
No,
lose
40,
two?
42 and 28. Okay, and I'm 1-1. 35 and 35. I pretty much ended the year at 500, and you won the
35 and 35?
Yeah.
And I'm 42 and 28.
Yeah.
All right.
So you won the league picks throughout the 2023 season. Congratulations.
You know what that means?
What's that?
Nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
Well, it means that you and I will be we both will be on the sidelines rooting them on like this.
That's right. I'll be working on the golf swing. Nah, that's what I'll be doing.
All right. So let's go. This is it. This is it. So
Yes.
we're gonna go to our pick'ems, the final game, the championship for the Marerro belt.
You're putting me on the spot with this.
All right, Cole. Who do you have? Do you have Devil Dog coming in 8-6, making a run at the playoffs? Fantastic week number 2. Okay, or you're gonna take Sonnevel 8-6. Okay, and
Well, the two best teams, 10 and 4,
yeah,
you and Just My Luck are sitting home watching, prognosticating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, 2 8-6 teams, which you guys were outliers. The majority of the league was 8-6 or 7-7. So it was very, very much a lot of parity this year.
So is it safe to say, even though you're 10-4, it doesn't guarantee anything?
Just because you're 10 and 4 does not guarantee you anything. Just like having 3 first-round picks doesn't guarantee you anything.
I've been saying that all year.
Yes.
But statistically means that you got a better chance. Is that what I keep hearing?
That's what the word is on the street.
Statistically.
People say that you have those first round picks, so statistically, you're going to have a better chance. Well, that doesn't always work.
Doesn't
all
always
right.
work.
So it's been proven before in this league.
Yeah.
Guys have tanked, stocked up on first round picks, and just didn't make it.
Yeah.
So it's a chance either way. But you know what? I'll tell you, working for it every week, trying your best, doing your research, that gives you the best chance.
Yeah.
You're off to a good start with a good draft, but you don't win with your draft.
You went off the waiver wire and trades.
And one of the things that we're going to do, we said we were going to do in the end of the year final, is I'm going to go take a look at every team, see who they drafted, and see what their team looked like at the beginning of the year compared to what it looked like at the end of the year.
Yeah.
All right?
We'll do
You'll
that.
be surprised that teams change frequently
Absolutely.
for some.
Okay. So, who do you have here for the championship belt?
Yes, we digress and
Everything
we're off on a different
the
topic.
line. Who do you have?
I'm going to go with Sunnyvale. I'm going to go with back-to-back champs.
So, we all know that I like the underdogs, right?
Yeah, you believe Devil Dog is the underdog.
I believe the Devil Dog is the underdog in this game.
Okay.
I think Devil Dog, I think he wins his first championship. Nothing against the champ because the champ has a phenomenal
and I have
team.
nothing against Devil Dog picking against him here. I think you got two competing MVP candidates on one team with a possibility of a third. I just think that those guys have something to prove. They want to go out there. I think they're going to push their team over the edge, and therefore their team is going to translate into points for Sunnyvale.
I'm taking Devil Dog. Devil Dog, I feel you're going to get your first championship, and I'll be there to congratulate you.
Can't wait to do that interview.
I'm not sure if you can wear the belt. I'm not sure if you can wear the belt, but you can wear it over your shoulder. All right. They don't make size 62 waists. All right. No disrespect. All right. Love you. So that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's
see what next week brings.
That's week number 16. Week 17. This is week 16's recap, and week 17 we talked about it for the championship game, and that's all I have for our league.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, the side note, I don't think Sunnyvale wants to spring for the money to ship the belt back up off the turnpike. So
that's too bad.
That's another reason to win.
Because it's got to be sent back home. I sent it down.
Yeah.
Wait till you see the bill from the UPS.
Yeah.
All right, my friend.
Good luck, Devil
Good luck,
Dog.
guys.
Sunnyvale. Good luck to you guys,
Good
and we'll see you next week. All right.
You guys be safe. Again, like he said, good luck, and God bless. And I'll be calling you guys next week. You guys be safe. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Let's get ready